All right, thank you everyone for your patience. We do apologize for the delay. I just wanted to say welcome everyone to the 19th Annual Seafood Festival at the Deering Estate. Woo! All right. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. All right. That's the biggest welcome I've ever received. All right. I am Taylor Haas, and I want to welcome you to the best part of the festival, the chef's demonstration stage. Welcome. I want to thank and support this mission by your presence here today. This is a labor of love and couldn't be done or accomplished without the help of so many people. Before we get started, I'd like to thank a few of those people who allow this festival to be successful. First, we want to give a huge thank you to our flagship sponsor of the festival this year, and that is the British Virgin Islands. Woo! You'll see the BVI Board of Tourism represented throughout the festival this year, so check them out on their booth down by the boat basin, where you can register to win an all-expense paid trip to the BVI.
So I'm super excited to finally taste it. It's been wonderful working with Chef Kenneth and preparing for this. He's got a phenomenal dish prepared for you. We're going to have, and I'll let him explain it to you more, pan-seared. It's yellowtail snapper is on the recipe. I believe we're using a pink snapper or something.
Red snapper.
A red snapper, thank you, for this particular presentation with a Creole sauce nested on roasted corn, herbal polenta, and topped with tropical salsa and microgreens. We're talking like Michelin star quality here, people. This is phenomenal. So I am very excited to hand over the mic and present to you Chef Kenneth Monaeux from the British Virgin Islands, and he's bringing you a little treat from his tropical fusion beach bar and grill. And Kenneth, without further ado, please enlighten us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good. Happy to be here. Okay. Okay, first, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of the dish so you can get a feel of what goes into the dish. And also there's a recipe. I provided a recipe, so this recipe you can try it at home. It actually yields 4 servings. So if you have a fish about this size, you have a nice fillet on each side. Everybody can have a nice meal. The polenta, however, the polenta takes a while to cook. So I have some pre-done already, but I'm going to still walk you through the steps, okay? So for the polenta, I took a whole corn and I roasted it on the grill for just about 2 minutes. I sprayed it with a little Pam spray just to get the little butter saturated to it. And after the corn cooked, I take off all the stuff off of it, put it to set aside, right? I dice peppers, onions, celery, and thyme. The celery is tricky. I only use the leaves part. That's where most of the flavors is. I mean, if you use the stalk part, you have to peel off all the bitter part off of it. So I mostly use the leaves, right? So sometimes when you go to the shop, most people try to get the ones with this. I want the one with all the leaves, because that's where the flavor really is, right? So you can save the hard part for like the stock. So when I fillet the fish, right? Coming back to the polenta, fillet the fish. After you finish fillet, you're going to have the bones. So we don't throw away the bones. We put it in a pot, and all the scraps you put in the pot. When the pot is boiling with all the scraps from the fish, the scraps from the cilantro, all the peppers and onions, you put the bone in there. So you get all the flavor and all your money's worth out of the fish. You strain that water and you set it aside. You set that water aside, and that goes with the polenta. So all the flavor of the fish goes into the polenta. So even if you eat the polenta right now, you're going to taste that flavor from the fish already in the polenta, right? So when you get that stock set aside, you put the stock, the clear stock on the fire, and this is the cornmeal that I use. It's not the coarse grain one. It's very fine. Similar to like the black pepper that you're gonna have on the table, not the coarse one. It's about that thickness, and you whisk it in slowly. If you get a paper, all my recipes are there, step by step, so you can't miss anything. So the cornmeal is slowly whisked in. When you're whisking it, try to do like a circular motion. Don't let too much cornmeal go in at once because it's going to get clumpy. You want a smooth consistency, just like you're making grits or something like that. And after that, you set it aside. Or, like what I did, I pour it out in a pan, let it cool, and then I cut it into different shapes. So you could do this with anything. When I'm done, if you want to pan sear it, you could get a next crust on it again, right? That is a lot of ways you could utilize polenta. Polenta is one of the things underused, I find, in most places. People don't really use it much besides maybe making like a chip or something out of it. So we try to utilize it. And we have cornmeal and fish. That's one of our signature dishes in the island. We call it fungi and fish, right? But instead of searing the fish, we will stew the whole thing down. And then you will make the polenta while it's soft. You ball it up, and then you serve it. If you ever come to the islands, make sure you ask for a fungi and fish dish, and you're going to see how it's going to be presented, just like I'm explaining to you right now. But going back to the actual process of the fish, right? After you fillet the fish, I'm going to show you right now. Always mark up at the head. On both sides, I like to do it, right? Using a fillet knife, of course, right? You make your incision at the top, and you tend to let the knife slide right on the bones, making sure you get all your fish. This is how it looks when you're taking it off. So the knife actually makes that sound when it's on the bone. You don't want to leave any meat there. I take the knife and I just fillet it around the stomach bone of the fish. There you go, right? Some people tend to eat the fish with the skin on. If I'm serving it in my restaurant, I would take the skin off. And if I'm making like a roulade of fish, I will roll it like this, then take the skin and tie it, right? You could stuff back the fish, and then you could fry it, pan sear it, do anything you want with it, right? But for right now, we're doing fish and fungi, right? So I'm doing the next side right now. In my restaurant, I go through like 100 pounds of these in like 2 days. We get them fresh every day. Okay, so this is the other fillet. So this here you will use as in your stock pot, right? For seasoning, when you're pan searing this at home, I only use Cajun seasoning because you don't want to overpower the fish. You could use a bit of salt, which is coarser salt, or granulated garlic, just lightly seasoned because you don't want to overpower the natural taste of the fish, right? You can just sear the back with the skin on. When you're preparing this at home, it's best if you season it, set it aside in the fridge, 5-10 minutes, allow the seasoning to soak in. That way when you're eating through the meat, You just don't get the season on the outside. You get it penetrating all the way on the inside, right? Okay, so this fish is pretty cold, so I'm going to just set this aside. What I have going on here in this pot is the actual Creole sauce. This goes on top of the fish, right? So the Creole sauce is basically the tomato juice, right? The onions, the peppers, thyme, garlic, and you dice them. You saute them first for like 1 minute in a pot with a little bit of oil. The recipe has it on, I think it's about a teaspoon or tablespoon of oil. You just saute it. After you saute it, then you add the tomato juice. You allow it to cook, and then you start to season it. You don't season it all at once. When this is finished, you add a little bit of non-salted butter to it, no salt in it, right? And the polenta, this is a like slightly orangish color, reddish color. I tend to use this if I want to bring the color a little more. This here is like a tropic seasoning. If you add it to anything, if you're using rice or anything, it will turn it orange really fast. So you just use a little bit of this, and it'll get like a nice color. I'm not sure if you could see on the stage, if the camera is showing on the pot, but it's kind of, huh? Tilted? Okay. Can you see it in there? You got it there? So you see the color of it, right? Most of that color is actually from this. You're going to get the base color from this, right? But a ton of flavor will come from this once you allow it to reduce. Not really on a high heat. You want it to reduce slowly. I have it on a high heat now because I want the aroma to, Okay. So this is the Creole sauce. So this complements this, guys. And then to finish everything, because this tend to have a little bit of spice if you put in Scotch bonnet. We use Scotch bonnet on our island, right? But the ones that we use are aromatic. They're not really hot. But sometimes when you're picking the process, you might get one that is hot, and it could throw your whole game off point, right? So I taste it from time to time, making sure it's not too hot, right? Okay. I'm going to start to pan-sear this fish lightly.
I'm going to interrupt real quick.
You can either use Pam, or you can use olive oil or something like that.
I'm going to interrupt real quick, Chef. If you all have extra seats near you so that other people can fill in, either raise your hand or if you could scoot over, that way those extra people can get in here during this wonderful demonstration. Thank you.
So this here will take about maybe 5 minutes to sear. If you're using oil, it's going to be a lot quicker, but I tend to use this more. I don't want to mess with the flavor of the fish. I want to keep it as natural as possible. So I'm searing this. I have the Creole sauce going, which will complement this. The salsa, everybody knows salsa takes a while for the flavors to come out. So I have set aside right here. I don't know if the camera could pick it up. So this here is mangoes, watermelon, onions, red pepper, green pepper, yellow peppers, and of course, cilantro, right? Pinch of salt and pepper, some freshly squeezed lemon, and you just set it aside. In the fridge, all the flavors will start to come out. Every individual item, flavors is going to be extracted while you put it in the fridge to sit. Sometimes you might have to strain some of the juice that is made from the actual sauce, so you might have to strain it aside, whereas you'll get too much running of the sauce on top, right? Okay, when that fish is done, we're gonna start to do the actual plating. The plating part is always the sexy part. You get that nice Caribbean pretty color. I like to see things pretty. My restaurant is tropical fusion, so everything is pretty there. I like tropics. I like to use a lot of fruits, so that's why the salsa having different fruits. At times, if I have a watermelon and it's not sweet, because I usually taste all my fruits before I make the salsa. If the watermelon is not sweet, I don't stress. You take the watermelon and you grill it. You get more flavors injected in your food again, right? And it's healthy. Everybody know grilling food is much more healthy than actually frying and stuff, right? So you can see that. So if you're doing it at home, you want a nice golden color, not too charred, but you want to have it moist. You can always finish it in the oven if you're at home. You want it medium. Some people don't really like their fish too dry. You could do it medium, finish it in the oven, and then all your sauce and stuff will accomplish the dish, right? Oh. That's to show you how soft it already is, breaking apart.
We're starting to pass out some of the food, so please be patient as we move through the crowd. And then also, as a reminder, don't forget that we will be doing a raffle for quite a few fun goodies at the end of this as well. Thank you. Chef, what's one of your favorite things about working with British Virgin Islands?
Being able to get fresh fish and fresh ingredients every single day. From the herbs, fresh thyme, rosemary, the different peppers, the fish, lobster. Don't talk about lobsters. We get lobsters by the tons, man. You can find those stuff very easily. The only thing we don't really have in abundance, of course, we have to import is like shrimp and scallops and those other stuff, but you name it, we're known for the game fish. That island have a lot of sport fishing. We do a lot of sport fishing tournament every year, wahoo tournaments, marlin tournaments, mai tournaments and stuff. So we're known for a lot of seafood, fresh seafood. So you go to the restaurant, most of the fish that you're gonna get is fresh fish. In my restaurant, I usually get wahoo and stuff every other day. You can get like a 40-pound, 50-pound wahoo. Those guys bring it straight to the dining room. You're there sitting like this, and the guys just bring it fresh. You know, one guy told me one day, "Chef, how fresh is the fish?" I said, "Hang around 2 more minutes. You're gonna see." And the guy just walked straight in with the fish. I said, "There you go." So how is it tasting so far? All the flavors that I'm explaining, are you getting those flavors? Can you taste the roasted corn in the polenta underneath? Okay. So this is not a complex dish. It looks complex, but trust me, when you go home, once you have the recipe, try it. I guarantee this is going to be on the family table every Sunday. Once you want to eat fish, you're going to do it this way, easily.
For everybody in the audience, you have QR codes on your sheet. When you open that on your phone, you will find a link. It'll link you to the festival page. On the festival page, you'll find all of the recipes from the demonstrations today, so that way you can attempt them at home if you would like to, and I highly encourage it. It's kind of fun. Chef Kenneth, are you open to taking some questions from the audience now?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Does anybody have any questions? We like to obviously let you all ask the chefs. So while you're tasting, if anything comes to mind, I would be more than happy to bring the mic around to you. Mm-hmm.
Chef, it's delicious.
Thank you very much.
And I had a question. I noticed you talked about the Pam. I wondered if you could use butter on the fish, or if there's a reason you don't do that, or coconut.
If I use butter, right, I would clarify the butter before to take all the milk qualities out of it. So it'll be just clarified butter because it will change the taste.
And how about coconut oil?
Coconut oil is good, but again, coconut oil is strong. It will change the flavor of the fish, so you might have to adjust certain things because, you know, coconut as you heat the oil, it gives you that aromatic
Yeah.
smell, like you could smell it anywhere. So you want to use something that is not so powerful, because this is a white meat fish. It's very easily to be overpowered. So you want to make sure you keep the oil content very neutral, nothing that's very strong.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Over here, chef. Over on this side.
Oh, we have one over there, and we'll come back to you.
The food was good.
Thank you.
What's the name of your restaurant in the
Tropical Fusion Beach Bar and Grill.
in the
It's-
Virgin Islands?
And the Virgin Islands. It's right on the water side. I
Alright.
mean, if you lean over the railing too high, you'll be on the beach. So
Alright. Thank you.
it's sitting right on a mile-long beach. So
And-
you could actually, once in the restaurant, if you go up on the top floor, you could see the whole length of the beach. It's beautiful.
And there was a clarification. It's the British Virgin
The
Yeah,
British
British
Virgin
Islands.
Islands, indeed. We have a question over here as well from this gentleman.
How do you, can you make a fish sandwich out of it?
Listen, you can actually make, in my restaurant, the same red snapper. What I do, I pan sear it the same way with the Cajun, lightly kosher salt, and freshly baked bread, and we pan sear the fish, and trust me, that's one of my most selling dish, the fresh pan seared snapper. When I can't get snapper, I would use wahoo. Okay?
You're going to have to take a trip down to the British Virgin Islands, and he'll make you one, okay?
And anybody that is traveling down there, once you come to the restaurant and you let me know you was here, trust me, I'll do something special just for you.
Has everyone
Who here has been to the BVI? Anybody has visited the BVI? A few people here? Okay. Phenomenal. Woohoo! And for those of you who haven't, you need to get on a plane, like right now. It is spectacular. If you have not been to the British Virgin Islands, it is it's largely preserved. It's largely under natural conservation, and the environmental quality is incredible. The scenery is stunning. You will not be disappointed. Another question? Which island? I'm going to leave that to the residents to answer you. What island do you think?
Tortola.
Tortola.
Yeah.
And the people are amazing, incredibly friendly.
And incredibly friendly. I mean, I always tell tourists, if you go anywhere, don't be afraid to stop and ask somebody for directions, anything. You can ask anybody. If you stop on the road, you get a flat tire, there's always going to be somebody going to stop and ask you if you need help. That's how it is in the island. We're on island time. We don't really study watching those sort of stuff. So don't. It's funny because if you're making like a reservation to come to my restaurant and I answer the phone, I'll be like, you're going to be there 6:30 your time or my time? Island time? You know? Because island time, we don't really study to be too that punctual and stuff like that. But moving back to the dish, right?
Please.
I normally like to plate my seafood dish on a black plate. I don't have the black plate, so I save this to do it, right? So just imagine you're in a restaurant now, and I'm going to serve you this fish right now. So I'm going to put the polenta on the bottom, right? Okay. And then the fish is so soft. Oh, man. Whew. Okay. And the sauce, the Creole sauce, is done, right? When it's finished, it's going to give you that glow, that nice shiny glow, right? You just nappy some of that sauce on the top. Oh man, I gotta have some of this. I can't let this go to waste. So the sauce, I put the Creole sauce on top, right? Now, I like to tell my guests, the salsa is actually made to clean your palate, right? So sometimes I might put it on top or on the side. All depends on the customer, because some people might not know how to eat the fish, so I like to explain how to eat it. So after you're finished eating the fish, the salsa is actually meant to clean your palate and get your palate ready for a next course or something else, right? But in this course here, I'm going to put it on top just for presentation, right? So this salsa here has been made, has been in the fridge overnight, so it's going to have like a ton of flavor, right? And then you can either use microgreen, alpha sprout, or something just to put on top, right? So I'm not sure if the camera is looking down. You can see it? I mean, that's a sexy plate right there, right? So what I did right there, you guys can do in your home the exact same way. You could tweak it a little more, but it's nothing too hard. All the recipes is set exactly so you can follow it step by step. You know, my pinch and your pinch might be two different pinch, because you might see in the recipe I have like a pinch of salt. But you do the salt to taste. Once you find it's enough for you, that'll be good. Don't try to over season the fish, because you want to taste the freshness of the fish, right? If you overpower it, it might not taste as good. But you have the recipe, you can keep trying it until you get it done. But it's an easy dish, it's a pretty dish, and the whole family can get involved in this dish because it's like a family-oriented dish. The Creole really is like a Caribbean come-together thing, right? It's like a cook-up, something. The salsa the same way, you combining different flavors together and everything marinate as one. So with that being said, I think this menu is perfect. This recipe is perfect for your family. So I would encourage you guys to try it step by step. And remember, anytime you come into the islands, check out Tropical Fusion Beach Bar and Grill. Ask for Chef Ken. And once you mention you were to this event right here, I'm going to set you up something special. All right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chef Ken. Fantastic. What a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Delicious flavors, beautiful ingredients, healthy. It's always nice to eat something that feels nice and fresh and healthy too, right? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This was wonderful. Again, thank you to the British Virgin Islands for all you've done in sponsoring us for this event. Thank you to Chef Ken. This has just been a real treat to be able to see your presentation here with us.
The ladies are going around right now to collect your raffle ticket to raffle off some of those great items here at the end as well. So get that ready for us. Thank you.